Hi, I'm Angella Sharp, and welcome to the Daily Mix. Did you guys enjoy the map show that we usually only get for one day, but we had for 6 days? You know that map show. It's a map of the United States, and it starts out gray, and then slowly states turn red or blue. We got to watch that for 6 days, but it does look like Joe Biden will be our next president. He is now president-elect, which is pretty exciting to some people as they were on the street and devastating to other people. I've said it before and I will say it again, I really do not care who you vote for. I don't care at all, as long as you do your research and vote. I don't think anybody intentionally votes for somebody who's going to destroy America. I think everybody's kind of trying to look out for themselves and do what's best for them or their family, except for maybe those 60,000 people who voted for Kanye. But other than that, I think most people vote for who they want. But what I do think right now is that if you have a child and they're in a sport, this is gonna circle back, stay with me here. If you have a child and they're in a sport and they're not playing for a score, they should be. Because if you think about it, in 2016, we had a bunch of people on the street chanting and screaming, "Not my president." This year, we have a bunch of people chanting and screaming about voter fraud. To me, these are both people that probably didn't have the score counted when they were playing sports in school, and that is why this is happening. So if your child plays a sport and they're playing fun versus fun, you make sure you tell them, "Hey, Jimmy, your team's losing by 27 points, and you haven't done anything." Maybe that way it will teach them how to lose graciously. Now, that's enough election talk, but if you have those yard campaign signs and you have a corrugated plastic sign, there are a few places you can recycle them for a limited time. Because you know what? You can't put those in the blue bin, no. But you can put paper or cardboard signs in there without the metal stand. That's as long as they're not laminated. Laminated signs have to go in the trash. Or you know what, better yet, keep them and you could reuse them. You could put a new sign over top, like "Happy birthday, Billy," you know, the same Billy who didn't score well in his game, or like a yard sale sign or other special event like "Please stop by, I'm lonely." For drop-off locations and more about the recycling information, check out onestl.org/news. On today's show, I'm pretty excited. I have Chris Conran on here. Now, he was on The Bachelorette this current season of The Bachelorette, and he's from St. Louis, Missouri. If you watched the show, it said he was from Utah, but he actually went to Webster Groves High School. The only way I even knew this is because my sister went to Webster and she was like, "There's a kid on there that I think's a year younger than me." Sure enough, he was on there. So we're gonna find out all about what it was like to be on The Bachelorette with him. Also, he was like 11 years younger than the contestant, the lady, so we're gonna ask him about that too. Plus, I've got a lot more other useful information for you today here on the Daily Mix, so you know what? Let's get started. Have you guys noticed the car commercials? You know, every year around Christmas time, we have those commercials where someone is gifting a car to somebody. And every year I think it's stupid because not a lot of people can give cars to other people. But I've seen a whole bunch of them this year, and I think this is insane because so many people are out of work, losing jobs, having a hard time putting food on the table, yet the car companies want you to buy your friend a car. Without that, I'm happy to say that I continue to see a lot of different ways that communities are actually helping different businesses and organizations and are working to help during the pandemic. Schnucks is actually bringing even more customers the option to get their groceries quickly without ever leaving their car. They've added curbside pickup services to 10 additional locations throughout the metro area. That brings the total number of stores to 70. And as an extra bonus for a limited time, they're waiving the service fee for all orders of $35 or more. Orders can be placed at schnucksdelivery.com. And don't worry, you can still earn those Schnucks reward points on all of your orders. Spire is offering 2 new financial assistance options for Missouri customers struggling due to the pandemic. They're offering up to $400 in assistance to those who have experienced job or income loss and have an outstanding balance on their account. Plus, in addition to their 12-month payment option, they're now offering an 18-month payment plan for customers impacted by COVID-19. To apply and learn more about the new program, visit spireenergy.com/assistance. Now, the eviction moratorium in the city of St. Louis has been extended through at least December 31st, which is good news. The order protects people who are unable to pay their rent due to ongoing effects of COVID-19. Mayor Cruzen has invested $7.4 million in CARES Act funding to assist residents with rental and mortgage payments, and the city is working with several local providers to process more than 8,000 applications received so far. If you need assistance, you can apply and learn more at stlouis-mo.gov/COVID-19. You know, so many restaurants and small businesses have been hit so hard these last couple months. In an effort to help them continue to serve as many customers as possible, the city of St. Louis has extended the new temporary outdoor seating permit program throughout the end of the year. Upon approval, restaurants and other businesses will be able to expand outdoor seating and dining options as winter approaches. Applications can be found on the city's website. You can also learn more about the extension under the News tab. Additional COVID-19 testing is now available in South St. Louis in response to a continued rise in cases. This is kind of scary, guys, so if you need to be tested, check this out. State-sponsored surge testing is now being offered at Athenia Healthcare's clinic on South Broadway on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 9 to 5. Testing is open and available to everyone. They do, however, recommend that you pre-register, and you can do that with doineedacovid19test.com. You can also find a list of additional non-surge testing locations on the City of St. Louis website. Now, if you're interested in a green job or a career in electrical trade, then you need to listen up. The City of St. Louis is now recruiting for a new Green Jobs program that will be piloted this fall. The Solar Workforce Development Pilot will train and mentor 10 to 20 individuals in solar panel installation. During the program, the participants will receive a stipend and additional wraparound services with the goal of paid job placement upon graduation. If this sounds like you, maybe it might be for you, you can learn more by calling Employment Connection or visiting them online at employmentstl.org/greenjobs. Now, you guys, just slightly over a year ago, I was able to join the St. Louis Fire Department, and we went into a live burn. It was very exciting, the live burn was, to kind of be a part of. And you know, we haven't been able to go on so many adventures right now due to COVID. I thought this would be a great time to throw it back for the time that I got to go in a fire. Check this out. How long have you been being a firefighter?
Right, so last month, September the 13th, I celebrated my 20th anniversary. So I've been doing it for 20 years. I have been blessed to be the spokesperson for the department. It'll be nearly 6 years here coming soon. And it is just an honor to be able to represent the group of women and men that put the uniform on a daily basis. And it's really a selfless work that we do. You know, and I get the job, I'm handed a gigantic spotlight, and I just get to turn it to where people are doing phenomenal things. And, you know, we're a great department. I'm biased, but I am so proud of our folks, and it's a privilege to do what I do and to work and serve the citizens of this city.
You say 30 seconds, huh?
Take your right hand
That was an experience, you guys. Fire scares me anyway, but being in there, you can't see anything. There's just fire and it's hot and you can't see anything. Very nice of the St. Louis Fire Department to take us in and show us how quickly a fire can spread like that. So, it just takes a few seconds to check your smoke detector. Make sure you have a plan with your family on how you're going to get out of those environments. You never know when something like that can happen, so it's no harm in making a plan, and hopefully you never have to lose it. I know Travis, the photographer, and myself were both in there. Definitely different. I always had respect for fire officers, but now even more so.
And of course, as always, make sure if you haven't already, check those smoke detectors to make sure they work. Although I had a blast in the fire, most people don't want to experience that in real life. And as you guys can tell, I'm now here in my magical Zoom box, and I'm really excited about this interview. I kind of talked about him in the top of the show. I have Chris Conran here with me, and he was on The Bachelorette and originally from St. Louis. So I'm very excited to have you here. Chris, thank you for joining me today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm stoked for this. So
okay, so I have to kind of go back through this story. So obviously I'm a female, and like a lot of females, we watch The Bachelor and Bachelorette. And my sister had said that there was somebody from Webster Groves High School on there, and I looked and looked, but you say that you're from Utah. So what's up with that?
So I'm kind of split. I lived in St. Louis for 18 years of my life, and I went to Webster Groves, had all my credits to graduate early, and then unfortunately I came to Utah and played baseball during the second semester of my senior year, and I ended up having a playoff baseball game on the day of the Webster Groves graduation, and I couldn't miss it. So unfortunately, I graduated from a high school in Utah. But I won a state championship with Webster Groves football back in 2009. St. Louis has always been home for me, but Utah's been a home as well for the past 10 years.
Wow, I mean, that's huge. So we also have to kind of talk about this. Like, I know why a lot of females might want to go on The Bachelor, Bachelorette, but why did you want to go on this show?
So
there's a pause there. You don't even know.
Honestly, I was watching the show with one of my friends, and she has a joke said, "I'm going to nominate you for the show." And I was like, don't do that. She's like, well, I'm doing it anyway. And I've been through the whole dating thing in Utah and dated a ton of different people, and I have a huge circle out here. And so honestly, the options get smaller and smaller. And I thought, why not try something completely new and see what happens? And I ended up on the show.
Now, prior to going on the show, did you know who your Bachelorette was going to be?
I did, yes. So they made an announcement on Good Morning America. So
you knew already. So then now I have to ask about the age thing, because aren't you about 10 years younger than Claire?
Yeah, I think about 10, 11 years younger. So, and for me, I've never looked at age as a huge thing. And I think that, the older a woman is, the more she's going to have her head on straight and know exactly what she wants in life. I think when you're, dating girls who are just fresh out of college or maybe in college, it's a whole different story. And so I've always dated women who are older, and I was totally comfortable with going out there and giving it a shot with Claire.
Now, for somebody like you who knew what the show was all about, how many eyeballs are going to be on that show, was that also kind of in your head? Like, there are literally millions of people watching me right now?
I think for me, the biggest thing is there's going to be millions of people watching, so just don't make a fool of yourself. So that was my one goal going out there. Maybe remember the words I want to say and things like that. But I think overall, I didn't really think about that. I tried to just think about the fact that I tried to be in the moment the entire time I was out there.
That's pretty impressive that you're able to do that. Now, as everybody knows, this Bachelor, Bachelorette kind of can spin off into Paradise and other things. Is that something that you would do? I mean, obviously you got kind of kicked off night one. So was that something you would actually be interested in doing?
I think I'm open to whatever, can come in the future. I think it was a bummer to get let go night one, but I think that everything happens for a reason. And obviously it's just trying to find that silver lining. But I'd be open to whatever if the show would consider doing something like that. But I think for now, I'm just going to continue living my life and keep trying to progress.
So what are you doing over there in Utah?
So I do business development and marketing for a landscape architecture firm. I do some food stuff as well, and I have a marketing consulting business on top of it too. So I try to stay busy. I try to have some fun. I know we haven't been able to travel this year. Normally that's one of my favorite things to do. But yeah, so I just try to stay busy.
You got kicked off night one. I'm not revealing anything right now because anybody who's watching the show knows that Claire has now left. She went off with Dale. Could you sense their connection on your first night there?
Yeah, I think I could honestly, obviously sense the connection. But I didn't see a ton of it on that first night. I know Dale got the first impression rose and all that, but yeah, I didn't know it was as strong as it was until I watched it on TV, and I was like, oh wow, okay. But yeah.
I mean, but as you're sitting at home and Tayshia comes on there, you have to be thinking, shoot, I wish I would have been there for that, right?
Yeah, I think obviously any opportunity would have been great. Tayshia's an awesome girl. I mean, I watched her on her season and she did a phenomenal job, and she seems really smart and has her head on straight and all that. But I thought the same of Claire too. And, I went there prepared to talk to Claire.
I'm making that face because she comes off a little nutty, but you had a one-on-one interaction with her, so I'm going to allow you to say that, but that's why I made that face. Claire comes off a little bit insane.
Yeah, and I think, during my one-on-one time with Claire, she did, she seemed really nice. I enjoyed talking to her, and I was looking forward to talking to her more, and unfortunately I didn't get that chance or opportunity.
So what's next for you?
I'm trying to figure that out. I'm not 100% sure. I'd like to do more stuff with food. I love cooking, maybe start a cooking channel or something like that. But food has always been one of my passions. Unfortunately, didn't go to culinary school, but it's been something I've taken great pride in ever since college. And I had like a little dinner last night for some friends. It was my birthday last night, and they're like, Chris, you're the only
birthday!
Oh, thank you. Getting old. So, but my friend said, everyone was just like, we're going to get something catered. We're going to do something like that. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. And they said I'm the only person who would sit there and cook for 3 hours on my birthday.
So that is something you really enjoy to do.
It's something I enjoy to do. And I just love seeing the smiles on people's faces when you make them dinner.
All right. Now, I'm sure there was some women probably watching my interview that are thinking, oh, I forgot to DM him. So how can somebody follow along with you or maybe shoot their shot?
Yeah, at Chris Conran, that's my Instagram handle, and I will reply to you. I reply to everyone. So
I love it. Chris, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, hey, thank you so much for having me on. It's cool to talk to someone from St. Louis and still be part of the whole St. Louis world. I definitely miss it, and I need to come back out there. And I'm someone who every time I go there, you just find me at Llewellyn's. So that's my hometown bar right there.
And after you follow Chris, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can drop us a line at thedailymix@stltv.net. We want to hear from you. That's going to do it for The Daily Mix. But keep it right here on STL TV and experience St. Louis. Bye.